Hello, Grapperinos, and welcome to another exciting episode of Probably Next Week on Smackdown. I'm Bryon, and once again joined by a man who is so excited that WrestleMania is in Saudi Arabia in a few years. Mike. Say hi, Mike.
Inshallah. Habibi.
Look at that. He's so excited. He's already screaming two Arabic words. Or I should say. He's saying two Arabic words. He's learning.
Yes, I'd be interested to see how they spin this. Seeing as now New Orleans has been screwed out of a WrestleMania for 2 years in a row. Even when you brought out The Rock to tell people that, hey, we're gonna have WrestleMania here in 2 years, and then Sheikh Mohammed came out and gave Triple H a big bag of money, and we're like, yeah, dog, guess what? Not happening anymore, man.
Yeah. There's a rumor that there's going to be two WrestleManias in 2027. In that case,
if that happens, I'm going to start watching AEW.
I mean, I could give you a primer on AEW, but yeah,
I'm just here for
there's some.
AJ.
You're just there for Big Move
I've
AJ.
also watched 2000s WCW, so I can assure you that I'm not like, not concerned.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure lots of AEW, a lot of that will remind you of WCW in both good and bad ways. I assure you that. But yeah, 2027 is gonna be interesting for sure. But we're not talking about that. We are talking about Crown Jewel, which is in a couple of weeks. And we are going to be booking the next episode of SmackDown in this here show using the following rules. You already know them. You've seen some of this. And you know that the first rule is blocked because WWE is not following that rule. So, yeah, there you go. And after we tell you our bookings and predictions for the next episode in this here show, we are going to watch said next episode. And we are going to score our predictions and bookings using this scoring system. And you'll know that already. And then we're going to tell you our scores on the next episode of this show. Speaking of scores, wiped. It's all wiped because we did it on Raw. We might as well do it on SmackDown. So there you go. No points for me, no points for Mike, although I'm already regretting that decision because, spoiler alert, Raw is going to be very, very interesting. I didn't get a lot of points. I'm pretty sure Mike did, but he was on fire.
I did do good on Raw, yes, I did, and I'm feeling confident going into SmackDown.
Oh, confident. Okay, we'll see. We'll see what happens as we take a look at the announced matches. Nia Jax versus Jade Cargill versus Tiffany Stratton in a triple threat match for the WWE Women's Championship. So with that, let's book this thing and head on to my version of the show as the Vision go to the ring. The Vision have a little bit of a conversation. I guess we'll have Seth talk about Cody Rhodes and their conversation on Monday Night Raw. He thinks that what Cody says is all baloney. It's him being a politician once again. And that Seth is the true quarterback, not Cody. And that he is the one carrying the company on its shoulders and carrying it into the new era with the Vision. And that Paul Heyman and the Bronze are not goons. They are the future. And then we're going to have Cody come out and say that, no, what I'm saying is actually true. The people love me. And at Crown Jewel, I'm going to prove to you, Seth, that I am the true quarterback of the company. And I am going to have another valuable ring on my fingers. And Seth is like, okay, you know what? Just to prove that what you're saying is not true, I'm going to pit one of my guys against you. And I'm going to challenge you to one of my guys at a match tonight. And Nick Aldis will make the match for the main event. And I am going to talk about the main event when we get there. But we're gonna move on from that to Damian Priest versus Aleister Black. This happened because Damian Priest wanted a match, and one half of Pretty Deadly was like, "You are a what is it, like toxic masculinity or something like that?" And he gets pushed by Damian Priest.
Pushed, man. He didn't get pushed. He got fucking launched. I watched that gif like 4 or 5 times, man. It was so funny.
I guess you can say Pretty Deadly is dead, which is sad, but it is what it is. Triple H just hates fun. He doesn't like fun. But anyway, Damian Priest versus Aleister Black. We're gonna have that match, and I'm gonna have Damian Priest win by pinfall because we're gonna have a tiebreaker match between the both of them at Crown Jewel or the Go Home Show to equalize this. And as I've stated previously, I'm gonna have Aleister Black win, and he will move on to the US title picture. And we're gonna move on from that to Montez Ford versus Uncle Howdy. Yes. Yep. This happens because last week we had a bit of a scuffle between the Street Profits and the Wyatt Six after both of them are sort of arguing to each other. And Uncle Howdy wants a test to see how individually strong the guys are. So he's going to pit himself against Montez Ford here. And again, we're going to plant into the breakup of the Street Profits by having Uncle Howdy win. And after the match, Angelo rushes to the ring, tries to beat up Uncle Howdy, but gets beaten up by the other Wyatt Six. And this will go to a last chance match between Street Profits versus the Wyatt Six at Crown Jewel. And I'm going to have the breakup of the Street Profits happen there after the match. So there you go. We're going to move on from that to Sami Zayn versus The Miz for the US Championship as part of Sami Zayn's, what is it, Open Challenge, US Open Challenge, that one. And as always, Sami Zayn wins by pinfall because Sami Zayn is Sami Zayn and people love Sami Zayn, even though people love Karrion Kross more. Let's forget about that. We're going to move on to B-Fab and Michin as they take on Julia and Kiana James. This happens because last week there was an argument between B-Fab and Michin, I think. And that somehow led to this thing, or a backstage segment, whatever. I'm going to have B-Fab and Michin win by pinfall, and I'm going to have it lead to 2 matches at either Crown Jewel or Go Home Show. One of them is going to be B-Fab versus Kiana James, because why not? And I guess if B-Fab wins, she can be the next one in line for the title after Julia versus Michin happens at Crown Jewel or the Go Home Show, and Julia retains. So 2 matches from this tag team match, and I'm going to have B-Fab and Michin win. And we move on to the triple threat match. I'm going to have Tiffany Stratton win by pinfall. And after the match, Stephanie Vaquer shows up and just goes straight up to her and raises her title. And Tiffany raises it up as well. And both of them are going to fight for a useless ring that they're going to put on their finger and never talk about it ever again until next year. That's Crown Jewel for you. Moving on to the main event. Speaking of useless rings, Cody Rhodes versus Braun Breaker is the main event. And I am going to have Cody win, obviously, because Cody is Cody. And we're going to have a brawl. And the Vision are on top as the show goes off the air. As they beat up Cody Rhodes, Seth just like laughs at Cody or whatever, says that he's the true quarterback, and whatever in Division are just like laughing as well and all that. They're standing as the show goes off the air. And that's it. That's all I have. Questions?
You're gonna have Cody and Seth show up again on this show as well.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
What else? I mean, Cody invaded the Vision show, so it makes sense to me that the Vision would invade SmackDown. Right? And Cody I guess you could put Randy Orton or Drew McIntyre in that spot. Well, not Drew McIntyre. Maybe. I don't know. I don't even know where Drew goes from here. But I think Cody Rhodes, I mean, it's his show, so you might as well be there. And plus, the Vision were on their show when Cody showed up, so it makes sense that Cody would show up for his show. So, anyway.
Maybe, yeah. I have something different, but maybe. I don't know. I think they would just save that for Raw again. And use SmackDown to build another feud that also involves Cody. He is involved in a lot of feuds right now.
Okay. Well, let's see what you got, Hotshot. Right. I suppose. Starting off with.
So we start off with the Drew McIntyre promo. Drew comes out and addresses what happened at WrestlePalooza. He shows a replay footage of the referee. If you watched WrestlePalooza, you would know that the referee had some questionable decisions in the match, where he left the ring in the middle of the match, leading to Drew having a delayed pinfall count. I believe he also he stopped Drew from putting Cody through a table.
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah. So he had some questionable decisions. And I think Drew kind of comes out and says, listen, the match was rigged. Cody's a corporate man. They clearly want the belt on him because he sells all the money. He's the reason they got WrestleMania in Saudi again. And he basically tells Nick Aldis he wants a rematch because clearly that was a rigged match and he wants a redo. Cody comes out. He tells Drew, listen, sometimes that's how the cookie crumbles. Sometimes the referee makes bad calls, but you just got to live with it. And Drew starts to beat down Cody. Randy Orton then shows up, RKOs both of them, and he says that he wants a piece of Drew McIntyre.
So you would have him RKO both Cody and Drew?
Sorry, he wants a rematch against Cody as well.
Okay.
Yes. Sorry.
That's kind of weird that Randy would RKO Cody as well. I suppose it's because
he's going into. I think they're going to turn him like a tweener, almost like a heel kind of thing.
All right, and I'm assuming this rematch will happen at Crown Jewel Triple Threat.
No, because Cody has to fight Seth.
Oh, right. Okay, so
I think Randy and Drew go into like a one-on-one feud, possibly, for the number one contendership at Crown Jewel, and then whoever wins that goes on to fight Cody.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Sounds good. Moving on to
Michin and BFAB versus Kiana James and Julia. Like you said, this was announced in the backstage segment last week. I think Michin and BFAB win by a pinfall because Kiana James screws up somehow. I know you're saying, why the fuck is Julia losing? She's the U.S. champion. And my answer to you is, why the fuck is Julia the U.S. champion? I have not seen her. Does anyone know if she's actually alive? I haven't seen her on television. And they really need to get the belt off of her, because I don't know if it's her that can't do anything with it, or if it's Road Dogg that just forgets that she exists.
Yeah,
I don't know. But she's probably had the most boring reign of any champion I've ever seen in my life. Like she hasn't done crap.
But then again, she gets paid, so
she gets paid. She doesn't do anything. She just has the championship, and then she doesn't get paid. So I think this leads to Kiana James and Julia breaking up, and I think eventually Julia loses her title, and goes down to NXT to fucking learn how to cut promos.
Oh man, yeah,
get a ESL class or something, man.
Yeah, who's the women's Intercontinental Champion again? Oh, Becky Lynch.
Women's IC title, Becky. Yeah. I think you could do like anyone from the women's SmackDown roster. You could do like Asuka. Well, Asuka's more of a upper card. You could do Chelsea Green again, Selena Vega, Michin, BFAB. Any of those guys would be decent-ish, I guess. Probably go back to Chelsea Green, honestly.
I thought you were gonna say Maxine Dupree for a second. I was like, what?
You could if you want to, yeah. But,
Yeah. We really don't care that much about Julia at all in this title reign. But alright, we'll move on to
we move on to a Charlotte Flair promo. Now, Charlotte Flair is featured on this show. Again, if you go to the WWE site and you try to buy tickets for this show, they will tell you who the featured superstars are. And there's a pretty good chance that they will also show up on that show. So that's what I've been using as my sort of inside baseball intel as to who's showing up. So Charlotte Flair puts herself and Alexa Bliss over as the greatest women's tag team of all time. And who interrupts them? It's not the Judgment Day. It is the Kabuki Warriors that come out because they're very much anti-American. They're very much racist. So they see them as being a stupid American, and they want to fight them for the women's tag team titles.
I thought the Kabuki Warriors stuff that would be on Raw, and plus I think Asuka is involved with Rhea, so and Io and that whole anime subplot. So I don't know if they have the time to go after the women's tag champs, but
I think Asuka, I mean it's more of like an Io Sky thing. And you can put the tag champs on them, or you can give them like a tag champ feud, because you also have you have Asuka and you have Kairi Sane doing basically nothing, and you've reformed the Kabuki Warriors to do what exactly? Be a tag team.
Yeah, right.
So
I'm just thinking if there are any other women's tag teams that might be eligible.
I know, a Secret Herbis.
Yeah. Yeah, no, actually, that's we're running it back again. If we do that, we're running it back again. Which I know they're a fan of running things back, but
that is true. That is true.
I don't know. I'm just thinking of. Yeah, I mean, I guess. So, how long would you say that they hold on to the titles for, Charlotte and Bliss? Do you think they have that staying power?
Probably until Mania.
Mania next year? Wow. Kind of a long reign.
Probably until Mania. I think that I don't really see any other team except the Kabuki Warriors who can take it from them.
Yeah, I think so. But we'll see how that Asuka, Io, and Rhea plot goes. Because I'm thinking that this is more for Raw, though. I don't know if I want to say. I'll just say it. I'm thinking that this might go to Io and Rhea being a tag team, and they go to challenge Charlotte and Alexa for the title. But that's just me, though. I don't know if it will go to that, but we'll see.
Yeah, I've seen them tease that for a while, and I don't know where they're going to go. I'm thinking they might go that way, but
yeah,
see what happens. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, that's enough of that. Let's move on to
Street Profits versus Fraxium. Fraxium get this match because they were interrupted last week by the Vision. This Street Profits match ends in the Street Profits losing, and I think this teases a little bit of breakup because the Wyatt Six have been putting thoughts in Angelo Dawkins' head, saying that he doesn't need Montez Ford. So I think this leads probably to the Street Profits versus the Wyatt Six, maybe at Crown Jewel, where the Street Profits actually, for real this time, 100% break up.
Okay, the week after that, all is forgiven, and they go back together again. So there you go. It's kind of like the Usos. The Usos go their separate ways, and months later, alright, I guess we're back to fight the Vision again. Yay. So, there you go, I suppose. It's okay. SmackDown has a stronger tag team division, so they get away with it. Anyway, moving on to
U.S. Championship Open Challenge, Sami Zayn versus Rey Fenix. I'm giving this to Rey Fenix because he was in a tag team with Andrade, and then Andrade worked himself into a shoot straight out of the company. And I think that they feed Rey Fenix to Sami Zayn to build him up a little bit, and Sami wins via pinfall, probably with her only Blue Thunder Bomb pinfall of the month.
Yeah, there's
It
not a
only
lot of
works like one day a month. It's like a full moon.
That's true.
One day a month, the Blue Thunder Bomb works. The rest of the month doesn't work.
Yeah, the rest of the time just go with the haluva kick and the pinfall. Sometimes you do a Blue Thunder Bomb, enter a pinfall, and it doesn't work. Sometimes it works. It's got like a 25-75 chance, I suppose.
You know,
So,
speaking of, this is more for Rob, but speaking of the U.S. Championship, I was watching Reliving the War today, and I did not know that R-Truth started out in 2000.
he did, yeah. It was
Damn,
it was a
he's
different
been
name
around
though.
for a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, what the really?
Yeah, man.
He's kind of crazy.
I know he had a brief stint in TNA. Like he was in TNA for a bit and then went back. But yeah, no.
But he's been doing this for 25 years. That's nuts.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a comedy character too. Like that's
he's got the longevity, man. Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's wild. Well, anyway, we'll move on to I guess the main event, which is
main event, Women's Championship, Tiffany Stratton versus Nia Jax versus Jade Cargill. Tiffany Stratton wins via pinfall. Why? Because Tiffany Stratton is advertised for Crown Jewel, so having her lose here would be kind of awkward. I was thinking that maybe, possibly, they take the belt off of Stephanie Vaquer on a Raw. Maybe? Because I think that Triple H desperately wants Rhea versus Tiffany. But I don't know where they would do it unless like Stephanie just gave Rhea a random shot on like the Go Home show or something.
Yeah. No, I can definitely see that. I can definitely see Rhea versus Stephanie happening. Maybe next week or the week after. No, not the week after. When is it again? October. October 3, right?
Yeah, it's
4.
like,
October 4.
Yeah, it's next Saturday. they have no time.
They got no time. Yeah, so it's either next week or never. So or after. I don't know.
If Vaquer holds it going into Crown Jewel, I think Tiffany wins at Crown Jewel very handily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. I think they're gonna push Stephanie Vaquer further. And Tiffany is just gonna be on the wayside. If she wins, by she I mean Tiffany, then I definitely will be surprised because they just don't push anyone at this point. LA Knight's not getting pushed. Damian Priest is not getting pushed.
I know. When LA Knight got pushed, he was the guest referee, man.
Are you happy?
Yes. He'll get there eventually, man.
He will get there.
Yeah, man.
When he's like 50. When he's 50, he'll be champion.
I think Stephanie Vaquer should lose the title and then go for like a mid-card title. She's good in the ring. She can't kind of promo that well just because she's, doesn't know English all that well. But she's good in the ring, though.
Yeah.
And she like busted out that fucking wow, I keep forgetting the name of this split.
Spiral Tap.
You said to me last episode.
Yeah.
Thank you. Spiral Tap. I need to think of the band Spinal Tap.
Spinal Tap and just remove the R. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
She also has the Gunnar move, which they love the Gunnar move.
I was gonna say she's the Doc Rivers of the WWE, where she just coasts on this one thing that she has, which is the Gunnar move. But the fact that she busted out a spiral tap makes me think she has more in her bag. So she clearly can go in the ring. She just can't cut a promo because she doesn't know how to speak English. So.
Yeah. Maybe she should be paired up with someone who does speak English. Kind of like
Kiana James.
Like Kiana James. Yeah. Oh man.
You should form. They should have Julia form a team with Stephanie Vaquer.
And have them not talk at all.
You're speaking sign language. You're just gonna sign to the crowd.
Yep.
We are going to challenge. Just do that sign, and then you know how on the raw LED up at the top, it's just a translation for what they're signing. Look at that, Triple H. We're already booking this shit better than you, man. Come on. You can use that idea and just push both of them to the top, baby. That's how we do things here.
It'd be very funny if you made Chelsea Green their manager and Chelsea was like
oh my god,
the virtue signaling Karen who was like, I care very much about your culture. And it was just kind of trying to be nice, but actually came off as pandering.
What would happen to the Secret Harvest then? Would they just be like there?
They go off and do their own thing. I don't know.
Sure. They're both Scottish.
If you're not going to give Chelsea Green the championship again, then I don't know why the Secret Harvest is still around.
Yeah. They can just rebel against America and just form their own Scottish tag team. Yeah. Just go after not Becky, goddammit. Charlotte and Alexa Bliss. So you got options there. What do I know? We're not Road Dogg. But yeah. Anyway, I guess on that disappointment, that is it. We're gonna watch the next episode of Smackdown, and we're gonna tell you our points, and we're gonna do this thing all over again on the next episode. But until then, thank you so much for ordering a blue cheese pizza called probably next week on Smackdown from Grapperinos. And remember, if you're down for some fresh, oven-baked, crispy wrestling content, stop on by Grapperinos and order yourself some content you can grapple with. See you next time, Grapperinos.